Hi, my name is Marta and I'm 13 years old. I go to Santa Maria School in Blanes. My favorite subjects are English and Spanish. I live in Lloret, a town near Blanes, but my aunt works at Santa Maria School, so that's the reason why I study there. Now, Blanes is a very big town, and in summer it's very crowded because the tourists love its beach. Since I was young, I have been really interested in history, and I used to ask my grandparents stories and historical facts about Lloret and Blanes. I can say both towns have changed a lot. 50 years ago, Blanes was completely different. Just few people could have a car or a telephone, and people worked hard during all day. The children played in the street in the afternoon and didn't have to worry about traffic. Now I'm going to tell you something about one of the most important places in Blanes, the Botanical Garden Marta, and I'll tell you something too about its builder, who took care of the garden during all his life. Carlos Faust was born in Westerwald in 1847, a town located in Germany. When he was young, his father wanted him to be a trader, but he was very interested in science and gardening, so that didn't matter too much. In 1897, he left his home in Germany and caught a train to Barcelona, where he lived during some years before coming to Blanes. In Barcelona, he founded the First Uncommon Society, which nowadays still works. Some years later, he heard about Blanes for the first time, and he was that fascinated with the town that he decided to move there and build a botanical garden. In 1918, he bought some vineyards in a zone near the sea, and in 1921 he started making the garden helped by Aldrufeu and Noel Clarasó, who were friends of Carlos Faust. But the only problem was that there wasn't so much water from the plants. Carlos Faust wanted to solve fastly that problem, and after thinking a lot about it, the only solution was building tanks to collect the water from the rain. So he built them. Some years later, the land got better, and in 1934, 3 hectares of the garden were already full of flowers and plants. Some of the best scientists and gardeners were helping Carlos Faust with his garden. During the Civil War, Carlos Faust moved to Switzerland, so Eric Svensson, who stayed in Blanes, took care of the garden for a short while. On the 29th of January of 1951, Carlos Faust made a will where he wrote that some people might continue the garden he started. And finally, on the 24th of April of 1952, Carlos Faust died in his house in Marimurtra when he was 78 years old, and then he was buried in Blanes. Now, Marimurtra is one of the most important botanical gardens in Europe and has about 100,000 visits per year, so I suppose Carlos Faust will be remembered for a long time. Well, that's all. I hope you enjoyed, and I personally recommend to visit the botanical garden. It's so amazing. Bye!